South Valley Middle School 7th graders. This is Mrs. Hall,
Mr. Earhard.
and we just wanted to chat with you briefly to give you some information about your 8th grade course offerings.
Next year, as 8th graders, you will obviously have your 4 core classes still, which are ELA, Math, Science, and Social Studies, as well as everybody will take PE. Not included on this list are apps and computers, which 8th graders are not required to take.
So as you can see, as 8th graders, you have 3 total periods or 6 semesters that you can fill up with elective classes.
Now, the elective classes you can choose from can either be full year or semester. Some full year options you have are concert band, which is the 8th grade band version. You have orchestra 8, and you have choir 7-8, which is year long. Now, choir 7-8, if you're interested in this class, you will have to meet with Mrs. Porterfield after you sign up, and she will meet with you about determining your placement for which class you most fit. Also, besides some full year music courses, new for 8th graders, there is foreign language. Now, each of these classes is a year long, but we have French 1, German 1, and Spanish 1. Successful completion of a foreign language in 8th grade actually counts for high school credit. Now, just so you know, foreign language is not necessarily required to graduate from high school, but many colleges like to see that students take up to a level 2 of a foreign language. So if you take a level 1 course in 8th grade and receive credit, and then take level 2 as a freshman in high school and receive credit, that counts for the level 2 completion that a lot of colleges like to see.
In addition to the full year classes that Mr. Earhart just chatted about, we have some semester electives as well. As you can see, there's 21st century computing, broadcasting, choir 7-8, which you can take as a semester if you're not interested in a full year, creative art and design, curtain call, family and consumer science, industrial tech, GTT, Project Lead the Way, Design and Modeling, an Intro to Competitive Theater and Debate. Now, some of these are new to you as 8th graders, the first one being 21st Century Computing. In this class, it focuses on computer science that has subjects regarding computer programming and app design. Another one that you might not be familiar with is broadcasting, and in that class you work on various processes that are needed to create video presentations for our videos that we see on Friday. Lastly, a new one is the GTT Project Lead the Way Design and Modeling. For some of you that might have taken the GTT in 7th grade, we just want you to be aware that this GTT is completely different than what you've taken in 7th grade. So if you are interested, please know that you should continue to sign up as it has different modules in this class.
Another new tidbit of information you'll need for 8th grade, something new that hasn't even been in the past, is there are certain courses that upon a passing grade in 8th grade, or one class in 7th grade, will result in high school credit. The following is a list of those courses. So Algebra 1 for the 7th grade gifted or 8th grade advanced students, Geometry for the 8th grade gifted students, and French, German, and Spanish for all 8th grade students to participate in if they want, are available for high school credit. What happens is, upon successful completion, high school credit will result in a passing grade and will not have effect on your high school GPA. However, it will affect your middle school GPA. More information on high school credit courses for the middle level is available on a FAQ document that is linked on the SVMS enrollment website.
This screen provides an example of what your 8th grade enrollment sheet looks like. When you receive these, they will be on a green colored sheet.
Likewise, on the back of the sheet, there will be a list of all these courses we've just talked about with descriptions. So if you need to reference that, you may. When you get your sheet, at the top we ask that you do a few items. First, you put your full name, not just your first name and last initial, but full first and last name. Next, we ask that you put your gender. As you know, PE classes are separated by gender, so it helps to know which gender you are. Also, a phone number, probably of one of your parents, and an email, probably of one of your parents, so that if we have questions through the scheduling process, we know whom to contact. Lastly, you'll also want to put which school you are attending next year. Now, almost all of you will put South Valley Middle School. However, some of you, due to extenuating circumstances, may be going to a different school. If that's the case, please mark that school.
At the bottom of the sheet is where you will share with us your preferences for your classes. On the left side of the paper, you can see that you need to rank order all of those semester classes from 1 to 9. 1 being your most preferred class and 9 being your least preferred class. This will help Mr. Earhart and I when we try to complete your schedule so we know the order of your preferences in case we, for example, might not be able to get your number 1 choice. We then know what your second choice is and your third choice is and so on. In addition, on the right side of the paper, you can see the full year elective choices. If you are interested in band, full year choir, or orchestra, you're simply going to circle those choices. In addition, if you are interested in any of the foreign languages listed, you are simply going to circle that choice as well. If you are not interested in any full year elective classes, you will just leave that blank. Lastly, you can see at the bottom of the paper there is a spot for parent signature. This is probably one of the most important aspects of this sheet. Mr. Earhart and I hope that you will be able to go home and talk with your parent or guardian about your choices for next year, and review the descriptions on the back of the sheet, and make sure that your parent signs this sheet so that we know that you've had that discussion.
So again, just to reiterate, you're going to take this enrollment sheet home, you're going to discuss the options and complete the form with your parents. Then you're going to return these forms to your social studies teacher, which is also where you will have picked them up. And on Friday, February 26th, we will come visit your social studies class and we will help you input these into PowerSchool so that we know what your preferences are. So that's the process. We hope that you have a great end of your 7th grade year, and we look forward to getting you guys the classes that you want. If you have any questions, let us know. Thanks a lot.